Welcome back. Welcome back. We're here with Mastermind Wisdom, episode 3, with our own Mrs. Roxy Rickale West. We hopefully will get into the level we'll be able to call her that as a friend and an associate. But Mastermind Wisdom for Winners is where knowledge isn't just activated. Each episode delivers insight that pushes how you grow, sharpens how you move through life, and if you're ready to level up mentally, strategically, and personally, let's start with Mastermind Wisdom with our own Miss Roxy. Welcome back, Roxy. Welcome back. Thank you. With this in mind, we've also been transitioning from your childhood to coming to Houston and now in your profession and what you do now. And I'd like to just read a little thing about the background, which I love about this, that I want to share with our audience. It says your background is in psychology and child family development, a student of Texas Southern University with an integrate her mental health background that leads creative wellness and workshops. So you've been able to assist people and help people in their growth through your own growth, from my understanding,
yes,
and your own experiences, and with your company, your LLC, Roxy Was Here. Tell us a little bit of how, or give us some stories of how this particular advocacy that you're doing has transformed you, as well as people that's been around you. What give us like one? Don't have to call any name, but one example of maybe where you've seen the impact and.
I'm drawing on one particular incident right now. So when I first started doing the workshops, they were based on one particular. So the way the workshop model works is I will present a work that I've already created. So I'll present the concept and my visual for it, and I will invite the audience or the guests to tap in with how they resonate with that concept and recreate their own version of it.
Wow.
So
Awesome.
one particular one that I did, it was called Overcoming, and it was a quatic of different stages. It was an abstract piece. It went from like black to orange, black, red, orange, and yellow, and each represented like a stage of overcoming like depression and the darkness of depression and
Sure.
acknowledging it and being in a happier place. And I remember I presented this workshop to a group of youth, and they were maybe 16 to 20, 24, very young, teenagers, young adults.
Impressions.
Very impressionable.
That's right.
And I remember one young man, he got extremely anxious during this process, because what you're essentially doing is inviting someone into their own darkness, back into their own mind. And so he got very anxious, and he ended up leaving out of the workshop.
Wow.
And I had this massive remorse for that. But what I found out later was that he came back the next day to the program. It was a program. And he came back and he finished his piece.
Really?
Yeah, he was triggered in that moment, because obviously you're inviting someone to relive some of their darkness. If you're saying, hey, what does it look like for you to transition from darkness to acknowledgement to management to light?
Right.
In order to do that, you have to go back into your own darkness. And for some people, that's hard and it's triggering.
Very
right?
difficult.
And so he did, but he got triggered, and then he came back and he finished. And
Excellent.
I love that, because it's first of all, it spoke to him and the strength that he had to muster and that he found. But what it did for me was it made me shift how I did the workshops.
Okay.
And so what I did was, when I learned more about the groups that I was working with, I presented the concepts based on the groups, and not just that hard, because it's hard.
Yeah,
Sometimes
absolutely.
asking somebody to go back into their darkness, because I know how hard it is for me. I'm in therapy and I dread it some days.
Right.
And that's, and I pay her to walk me
Right.
back out of my darkness. But
Right.
so imagine sitting in a space and you want creativity to be, a vehicle of wellness. But in order to do that, you have to dig in and
Very
mess with
much
some of
so.
that muddy stuff.
Right.
Everybody's not ready for that.
Right.
So it taught me about how to approach
I
the
love it.
workshops a
I
little bit
love it.
better.
Well, sharing my little quick experience, with black men, therapy is somewhat of a misnomer, and but it's changing.
Yeah.
It's changing
And I
as we
love that,
speak.
yeah.
We understand that we have to be able to have someone to help us guide through some of our traumas in life, and in this culture society we live in, it's not no easy thing. I've been able to mentor young men over my career, and one of them is NAACP, young adults AXO program. I've been able to do that, and now I'm with Boy Scout. I'm a chairperson of a Boy Scout of America through my church, and we have young men to change through that. So what I hear you say is, when you went through this therapy, and when you used this program, it was for therapy, but you and I both know through art, colors ignites
Yes.
emotions
Yes.
and bring things out.
Yes.
And that's something that I like to share with our audience. When you talk about artists, and I bring artists on specifically because of their creativity, but we learn how colors make a difference.
Oh, yeah.
And affects emotions,
Yeah.
and
Colors,
it's a lot.
they're powerful. Colors are so much more powerful than I think sometimes people give credit to. I'm working on a whole new body of work right now.
Right.
And each
Wow.
piece,
We're excited.
each piece is one individual color.
Really?
So there's and it's like it's titled after a piece I did. It's called "What Is Dying Empty."
Okay.
And each piece, there's one, and it's like a tree with a silhouette in it, and it's
Yeah,
about
yeah.
manifesting all of your
Yeah,
gifts, right?
yeah.
So each piece is the tree in a different form with the silhouette,
Wow.
but each piece is a different color
Exciting.
to provoke something
Right.
different
Because
in
it does.
everybody,
It does,
right?
right.
And also to represent that, let that color stand on its own independently. How sometimes
get
we
it.
have
I
to
get
when
it.
we're trying to manifest those gifts
I
that are
get
put
it.
into us.
Yeah.
But yeah, colors are so powerful.
Yeah, and for somebody that has to, and from your story that I hear, that he recognized it or he was exposed to it, prepared or unprepared, can change your perspectives of life.
Oh, yeah.
And that's great. And your projects that you're working on now, what level are you with that, and how soon do you? I mean, I don't put
My
What's
goal.
your projective? Yeah.
My goal is to because with what I'm doing with this series is I'm submitting proposals because I want a full exhibition for it. So I'm still kind of in that phase of
Excellent.
submitting proposals
Excellent.
while I build the series. So I'm about 9.5 pieces into it. I wanted a minimum of 10 because I'm going to
10.
combine I'm going to combine the exhibit with another body of work that I already have.
I love it.
So it's a full, because they kind of connect. So it's going to be like a full exhibit. So my projection for that is either fall 26 or spring 27.
27.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, audience, and you know someone that, or you're out there with a gallery, or you're out there with
I just need 30 days.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's why we talk about these things. So people that know people, and you're listening to the podcast, or you associated with it, and you have an idea, or you need this exhibit to get out there to people to, and I would say in this society and what we're dealing with right now, we need this, sir.
Oh yeah, most of my solo shows I've done on my own. I produce on my own, and they've been short installations, a week, 2 weeks. I want it to be a full long-term
Process,
if
right.
at least a month exhibition, so that people can come and really get the
it.
meat of the work and really take in the concept and the energy that's put into the work.
Well, based
So,
on your
just some
description,
support with that.
I see a residency.
You know?
Yeah, I see that somebody's
Somebody
taking it and
call
saying,
me.
"Hey, I got this spot. You can hear, and
got
then we
some
can do some
walls.
therapy. We can do some because
what I want, some programming around it as
Thank you,
well.
a
Yeah.
program. I see it,
Yeah.
and your description of it already gave me a visual illustration of what you're trying to do.
Oh, yeah.
happen. And I think it's well not only needed, but it's well received, and I'm going to already bless you and wish
I
you well
appreciate
in
that. I
that
do.
because that's something I think that's great. When I got a chance to see your work and recognize, and we talked about color, then you used specifically abstracts, which is full of color, full of vibrance, and it's your impression of what you feeling in your transition. It excited me. That was number one. I got it because I was like, okay, I see some things in there, but it's your own impression of what.
Yeah, abstract art is, it's not as easy as people think it is because it requires a certain level of freedom that Black people, if I'm frank, we don't have the liberty to exist in sometimes. So to be able to create in abstraction as a Black woman in today's times is a privilege, and it speaks to the healing that I've been able to do over the years.
Wow, and that's where we all aspire to be, and it's never. And you share with me, I feel like in my own aspect, it's never complete, but it's always a progress.
Oh yeah, it's always ongoing. We're never who we're truly fully meant to be. It's always ongoing.
It's an ongoing
always
process.
Ongoing.
Excellent. Ms. Roxy, I appreciate the explanation that you have, and I believe our audience will resonate with this, and somebody will pick this up and go, that's what I want, and that's what I got, and we're on the same page, and hopefully they'll invite you to that program that you need, not just an exhibit. We're talking about the full program that's out there. As we kind of come to an end and we're sharing your life story and part of your art, there's a few questions as we come to close of episode 3 that I like to ask you, so that the audience not only recognize your goals, but get who Roxy really is, or Rickale West really is. One of the questions I always close with is this: based on your experiences, you're still moving, you're still growing, but there's some things that we think about of what we're trying to accomplish, and it's basically a legacy. So what I like to ask you is, what kind of legacy do you want your work to leave?
I think if one word comes to mind, humanitarian.
Humanitarian.
Right. I want people to have been able to find pieces of themselves in the work, like to be able to have given of myself in such a way that even a random stranger can come along and find something in that, even the smallest thing. That means I've done well. That's the legacy. Is connection, is creating that human connection through a single image or through the energy of the artwork.
Excellent.
Human connection.
Excellent. That's a wonderful thing of a legacy to leave. What advice would you give someone who's just starting out, the new artist that's coming into this genre right now, based on your experience?
Find what you need to grow as a person. Again, your work, whatever work you're in, whatever industry you're in, especially as a creative, your work is only going to grow as much as you do.
Okay.
So don't look at your neighbor. Don't look at anybody else's lane. Don't compare yourself. Don't be over in nobody else's backyard. Focus on yourself. Grow, heal. If there's something you need to heal, transmute it into your creations. Because that's a lot of times what most artists are doing, is they're turning their pain into power or paintings. Right? So focus on yourself and do what you need to do to heal, and use art as the tool that it is. Art is wellness. It truly is. Most artists will tell you that.
Yes, absolutely.
So use that create a relationship with your craft, and don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Create a relationship with your craft.
Yeah.
Fall in love with it over and over again. Grow within it. Grow within yourself. And you'll be happy.
Awesome. What I hear you say, and I relate to that because of the art, is you find your voice. You find your voice. Everybody has a voice. God gave everybody their own personality.
Oh, yeah.
But when you find your voice,
it's something.
It's a powerful thing.
Yeah. Oh, man.
You love it.
And sometimes your voice speaks through your work.
Exactly.
Right? And so all you have to do is put it in there.
Yeah.
And again, back to connection. People will take it.
I love it. I have just enjoying this interview, which we can go on and on. But I want to close with this. One word that describes your creative journey, which is a hard one, but
that's a word.
You got it's hard to find one word. There's plenty of words, but if it was one word for your journey, and I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but there has to be, I see and I'm gonna close with this on my behalf, and you maybe help you. When I saw your work, I was inspired by it. I saw the freedom that you do with your art, but I also saw the discipline that's in your art, because it took, you can do a lot of stuff, but when you can back all that up and take away all that, there's a lot of training, there's a lot of development, there's a lot goes into what you see the final thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I see it, even though I look at your art all the time, I see the discipline, the training, all of those things that has.
I think you just gave me the word. It's discipline, right? Even on days where I don't know what I'm doing, or I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, I don't feel like doing the things, do it anyways. I mean, and that goes back to life in general, right? This morning, I wanted to get up early enough to go for my morning walk. I do 1.5 miles to 2 miles every morning.
Excellent.
And I wanted to get up in enough time to do that before coming here to meet you.
Right.
So I had to get up earlier.
Right.
And I remember when I woke up, I hit snooze. and I said, no, get up. And it's just that, it's the discipline. And when you can find discipline in small ways,
right?
In
right.
small ways
absolutely.
in your life,
absolutely.
in general,
yes.
then it transfers over into anything that you do, especially your craft and your creativity.
Correct.
Right? So if I want to learn how to do something, I'm going to execute the discipline to figure it out. Like
right.
I'm working on a painting right now. This is the first full oil painting I've ever done, and it's big to me because the concept is something that I drew out like 2 years ago.
Wow.
It's a massive statement when it comes to the world and humanitarianism, but I'm doing this big idea in a medium that I have absolutely no comfort in. And, thank your boy Rodney D. Butler, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Because he's going to push you,
Right.
He's going to push you. So he shows me all these oil paintings, but he did not tell me how to mix them. Love him. He did not. I was like, yeah, okay. He brought me to the water.
I got you.
So, I am in the midst of like every phase of this piece. I'm researching and I'm watching videos and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, and I'm telling myself while I'm doing the painting sometimes, just make it exist.
Yes.
Just make it exist. It don't have to be perfect.
Right.
They'll understand
right.
it. Just make it exist.
I love it.
And I'm falling in love with oil because of that, because of the discipline to just make it exist.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens. I love it. I love it. Well, we want to thank you again. I enjoyed the conversation. More importantly, because you just told us about a wonderful project that you're in, we want you to come back when that project is finished, so we can expose it, we can get it out there and let people know. So again, we want to thank you for this episode and have our own Mrs. Roxy Rickale West to come in to Mastermind Wisdom for Winners. We want to close this evening with the episode of Mastermind Wisdom for Winners, a millionaire mindset. Remember to think bigger, move smarter, and win daily. Thank you very much. Mastermind Wisdom, signing off.